Hello there, welcome to Football Everyday. I am Zach, and on the show with me today we got our usual Football Everyday crew, Aaron Raj, Ian Yee. Brilliant stuff. Now, day 3 of the World Cup, well, it was full of spills and thrills, plenty of goals. But before we get into the chat, just want to give our contest a wee shout out now. Footy fans and viewers alike, stand yourself a chance to walk away with a pair of the latest Adidas Battle Pack footwear worth up to 800 ringgits, as well as some dining vouchers from Sold Out Now. To get your hands on that swag, simply send us your most wacky and creative photo or video selfies to our address here, our email address here, football@thestar.com.my. Alternatively, you can Twitter us at switchup.tv. Now, make sure to include your full name, IC number, and contact numbers and address, that sort of thing, so we can get you your swag. All right, on with the football chat. Now, last night, some amazing games being played, 4 amazing games, plenty of goals. A quick look at the scores, and I'll tell you what, a few score lines there really does stand out. Costa Rica game, amazing stuff there, as well as England's defeat to Italy. Now, boys, I'll tell you what, kicking off last night's football was the Colombia game. A brilliant game, actually. South American sides, they continued to win, Aaron, and Colombia, they're looking pretty good.
Well, you say South American sides continuing, but Uruguay lost.
They missed.
They were not in the last World Cup. They were not there. So to come back and to score 3 goals and with style, it's style against a Greek team, which is they're not all there yet. You see.
No, well, you're being very, very polite to the Greeks. Ian, the Greeks look pretty horrible as usual. No cutting edge. Perhaps the first team to park the bus at the World Cup.
Like you said, you actually nailed it right on the head there when you say nothing new, right? With the Greeks, just finally got found out that whole defense structure isn't working that well. And I think in the past few years we've had a good evolution in football where that period of defensive football where Mourinho also played quite reserved, right? That period is past, and everybody wants to play possession football, which is great. So Greece.
They still qualify for all the World Cups.
They still do, they do just enough.
They still make it to all the World Cups.
Well,
credit to them.
For all you Colombian fans out there, I tell you what, Colombia secured only their 4th win in World Cup history. Amazing stuff. We're going to rush through these results. The standout for me yesterday was the shock of the night, which was Costa Rica versus Uruguay. Now, everyone had Costa Rica pegged as the whipping boys, and at halftime, we saw nothing to suggest otherwise. And then the roof caved in for Uruguay, Aaron.
Yeah, I guess Costa Rica just gained their confidence in the second half.
Yeah.
And just attacked and won the game.
Fantastic. Yeah. Well, you should be familiar with this name, Mr. Joel Campbell, as a United fan. You remember him from the Panathinaikos match. Anyway, Campbell, well, he was key in dismantling the Uruguayans.
Yeah, that boy has something special. I think he has pace and he's got a really good shot on him.
Yeah.
I think it's just a matter of getting him his
game
being
exactly.
a bit more well-rounded player. So as an Arsenal fan, you'd be very excited about that.
Well, I'll tell you what, a very exciting prospect indeed. Now, as for Uruguay, Luis Suarez didn't make the cut for the game, but he still had Forlan and Cavani up front. Now, this is a massive blow to their World Cup ambitions, obviously, Aaron. How do you see them bouncing back?
I think the whole Suarez thing has an effect on them. If Suarez plays in the next game, I'm sure he will.
Is he fit though? I mean, he keeps making the right noise about being fit, but then when it comes to game, he's not fit. Yeah.
So maybe in the next game, if he's fit enough, and he could prove to be someone to watch out, and the other teams will have a mental fear of him.
Okay, fantastic stuff. Well, Group D is working out to be a really tasty group indeed. The big match of the night, obviously, Ian, was England-Italy. Now, I know as England fans we got like that sinking feeling, that very familiar sinking feeling, but I tell you, Ian, there's some encouraging signs for Roy Hodgson's men, despite the result.
Yeah, definitely. I thought Sterling through the middle was a pretty interesting move. I think gave them a bit of thrust in that middle area where England traditionally are very weak. Everything has always been about going wide and swinging those crosses in, right?
Yeah.
So that was a great move. I think they did pretty well there. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So, well quickly, Aaron, Mario Balotelli's second half header was enough to give Azzurri a hard-fought victory in Manaus. Now, how do you see the Italians building on this? Do you think they're in good shape?
Oh, they're definitely in good shape. Their confidence is really very high now. Yeah, Pirlo is a class act. I mean, that dummy he did, all the England players were just concentrating on Pirlo, so he knew that if he does something like that, they're gonna lose out.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Okay, well, you know, Italians, as per usual, always seem to sort themselves out, unlike a certain England. But anyway, we're going to take a little break now. When we come back, more football chat. We've got 3 matches to preview tonight, so keep it locked right here on Football Everyday.
All in or nothing. It's a battle cry. A call to arms. The only way to live. The only way to play. It fuels them into battle. They step onto the field wearing war paint. Unleashing speed, energy and control. Bearing the marks of those that know there is only one way. Hunt or be hunted. Fear or be feared. Evolve or die. Black or white.
Hello there, welcome back to Football Everyday. Alright, we got one more match to talk about that happened early this morning. Actually, I was going to say last night, but actually it occurred early this morning. It was between the Ivory Coast and Japan. Now, Ivory Coast scored 2 goals in quick succession to beat the plucky Japanese and start off their World Cup campaign in some style. Now, Aaron, quickly, mate, I mean, this was a game of 2 halves, really. First half belonging to Japan, and then that sucker punch and it's game on.
Yeah, I guess what happened in Japan was the moment they brought Drogba on, the whole Japanese players they lost their confidence and they feared him, and that's what cost the game, you see.
But Ian, you know, you were mentioning how impressed you were with the Japanese. I mean, good counter-attacking team, very efficient, very compact.
Yeah. I think they're like the Asian version of Spain, right? They play good football. They're very technically very sound. I think it's just they're just losing out on the physical side of things. Towards when Drogba came on, I think another physical presence in the penalty area that just ruined it for them, and Boni just popped up and got that header. You know,
not surprising. You know, Japan were unstuck by 2 headers, really, as what we expected. Well, anyway, speaking of Japan, for the Japanese game, we hooked up with some really cool Japanese fans. They were enjoying the match at Foley's Pub in Oasis down in Sarawak, and I tell you what, here's what they had to say for themselves.
Dun, da, 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 dun, 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 da, dun, dun, Oh, so far go good, very good. But so now dangerous, ne? Dangerous. Japan only guarding. Defending. Yeah. Yes.
My favorite players, Kagawa, Manchester United now, and very good player. But today, Honda, very good shoes. So yeah, I like.
And it's actually because since it's a football, since it's a FIFA event, by around this area, there's a lot of Japanese community which is staying around here. So Japan is a very strong team right now playing football.
Fantastic stuff there. Looks like they were having an excellent time despite the result, Aaron?
Yeah, they did have a good time. There were about 30 of them who just came together and supporting their team.
Brilliant. I do like a bit of Blue Samurai there, hence the jersey. Well, okay, on to tonight's game now. I mentioned we got 4 games, so it's actually we got 3 games happening tonight. Now, the first of the games is between Switzerland and Ecuador. Now, Ecuador, not many people fancy them, but they're a pretty decent team, actually, Aaron.
Yeah, they're a pretty decent team. They've got Valencia there, of course.
That's right.
Yeah. And he should be able to provide some firing power as well to the Ecuadorian team.
Yeah, as England found out in the warm-ups.
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
quick word about the Swiss there. Ian, are they here to make up the numbers, or are they like a decent team that could entertain us?
They're here to make up the numbers.
Well, enough said about that. Well, I'll tell you what, another game that's happening tonight is between France and Honduras. Now, a happy camp for the French this time. Well, relatively happy. Let me tell you this bizarre story that's been doing the rounds today. Apparently, in The Guardian, Didier Deschamps, French manager, he has expressed concerns that the French preparations have been compromised due to the fact that a drone flew over their training camp. So he was not happy about that. But, Ian, mate, we normally get this kind of stuff in a French camp, you know, at any major tournament.
Yeah, exactly. So we don't have Evra and an El.
Well, he's there. He's there. No,
I mean, we don't have the sulking this time. There's no Nasri there.
Yeah.
But, you know, these guys, they always come up with something at the end of the day to
Well, you know, they're concentrating on the football. Now, Deschamps has come out and said, you know, be wary of Honduras' rather physical style of football. Now, what do you think about it? You think Honduras is going to kick their way to result in?
They'll try. I think they did recently with that friendly, right? They've been kicking people left, right, and center.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I don't think the French players many of them are up for that kind of game. So it's going to be interesting.
It'll be interesting. I think it'll be a draw or something. Yeah.
What are your thoughts about this French team, Aaron? How far do you think they can go in this tournament?
They could be the dark horses, you know. It depends because their group relatively looks easy on paper. It depends how they perform. If they can get everything out of the players, the team's good, everyone's working together, committed enough to the team, then they should be able to go through.
Yeah, with the French, it's all about the harmony. And I tell you what, the French team, they kind of remind me of Newcastle, really. Look at the team sheet. Okay, well, the last game tonight is obviously the one everyone's looking out for. It's the one between Argentina and Bosnia. Now, Bosnia making history tonight or this morning. Depends where you are in the world, because this is the first time that they're going to be appearing in the World Cup. It's the biggest thing that happened to Bosnia since their independence. Now, Aaron, they are going to be up for this one for sure, right?
Definitely. I mean, it's something big. It's a national pride to them. And then with Edin Zesco there, it's going to be amazing how Bosnia plays. But having said that, Argentina is also not an easy opponent.
I mean, everyone's tipping Argentina as one of the teams to watch. Now, their strike force is the envy of the World Cup, I would say. Now, can Argentina finally live up to their promise? You know, Messi and co, they've been promising so much. Will this be the tournament?
I actually buy into the rumors that Messi has been saving himself for this tournament. I think that's the only thing that's been lacking. And if you look at him at the last few games for Barcelona season, they had a lot to play for, but you could still see him just walking around the pitch, roaming around, not being his usual destructive self. So I think he's gonna really explode in this World Cup, and hopefully that will be enough to get him, you know, that elusive final honor that he deserves.
Okay, fantastic stuff. Well, brilliant stuff as per usual. Don't forget, you can always tweet us, get in touch. We would love you to be involved. Searchup.tv. That's how you find us on Twitter. Also, send in your video selfies of yourself and your pals enjoying the World Cup, and stand yourself a chance to win some really cool Adidas merchandise, some sold-out dining vouchers as well. Just drop them into football@thestar.com.my. All right, that's us for today. We're going to go and catch some Z's. Until tomorrow, enjoy football.